Hi, this is Paul. I want to make a video, I guess, about the scandal. I guess that's been going on with the Harvey Weinstein, the whole alleged rapes and the women coming forward saying he basically was a monster. Basically, that's what he was, a monster for I don't know how many years he's been in Hollywood being a producer and all that stuff. The basically trying to force women to basically masturbate him to massage him and all this stuff. You hear about stuff about being a casting couch, and he's literally living proof of it. And he tried to get away with trying to only maybe go to rehab and play like a slick game and say, "Oh, I'm sorry about," and then I think he said some ridiculous thing about it being a different time back then, which is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, and thinking that he was going to just go to rehab and his company just like temporarily step down and then do the whole rehab thing and then come back and supposedly get a second chance. I think he even sent letters out
to different members of Hollywood elite to try to get them to, I guess, write to his board to kind of, but of course they didn't go for that. And then plus I think even more women came out saying, and then of course there was, I think in the piece that was that Ronan Farrow wrote, that basically where he interviewed, I think it was 3 women that said he basically raped them, allegedly, and which makes it even worse than all his molestation things, which he was worse, was already horrible. And then you got all these women coming forward that, like I said, that didn't, were terrified, and can't blame them because they didn't want to be judged, and he was a powerful producer in Hollywood, and you didn't want your career to be sabotaged. And he is an absolute monster. And we were talking about it at work, and I was thinking and then now his wife, I think, said today that she's leaving him. I think there's only, and he's supposed to be going to Europe for some rehab. But I think this story ends with one of 2 ways. Okay, either he's going to commit suicide. I don't tell what I say, but I think he's either going to commit suicide or he's going to jail. Okay, because I think some more they're going to dig up and say, wait, some of this stuff, maybe the statute of limitations is not up, and he can be prosecuted for all his horrible, horrible crimes. And I just can't even believe it. And then now it's engulfing either other stars. They even, they were saying that Matt Damon and Russell Crowe called up a reporter to try to squash the story about Harvey Weinstein, but Matt Damon later clarified what he did and said he didn't do that, that he just, Harvey Weinstein basically asked him to vouch for somebody that he worked with, and he said he only had like a 30-second conversation. So you got to be, you got to be careful about, trying to label it. Like I said, so it's best not to try to label. I know, and they were saying that. I think even Ben Affleck, they had a thing where he came out and he said he didn't know. But apparently Rose McGowan, who was a victim, she said that he did know, that supposedly he did know, and now he apologized today for apparently, I forget how many years ago it was, that he basically grabbed actress Hillary Burton's boob on TRL Live on MTV, apparently. And I didn't even never heard about that even, but it's ridiculous. But he offered an apology on Twitter, so I don't know how for what that is. It's just incredible how this the story is just, it's like the story is just exploding, and just shows that powerful men and women can be monsters at times. They abuse their power, and it's not about the sex; it's about the power. For most of these people, these abusers, it's about the power, the control. And again, my heart goes out to all those victims that basically had to suffer through this. And I heard that the Mina Sorvino story about her being terrified, him coming over to her apartment, and she basically tried to have a friend come over to pretend to be her boyfriend to keep him at bay. And it's just horrible stories that just oh my God. And like I said, some people knew, some people didn't know. And I guess the true lesson of this is you have to be careful of these predators, and now in this day and age, I understand back then it was harder to come forward. And also there was this case, I think where they did an undercover sting where this actress, I think she was an Italian model, where she said basically he grabbed her breast and basically tried to force himself on her, and then she
went undercover with the prosecutors, and they apparently didn't prosecute the case. They said there was not enough evidence, and later I think she got a settlement, and later the district attorney in New York got a contribution from Harvey Weinstein's lawyer. So that case looks fishy as well. It just shows that the whole Harvey Weinstein thing is just, yeah, oh my God, it just snowballed into it. It's an absolute mess. And my heart goes out to the victims, and hopefully this will be a lesson learned. Hopefully, for the people in Hollywood, that to look out for these things and to speak to each other, so this kind of stuff doesn't happen. Like I said, a lot of people, it's tough to people to admit it, but I think there's more power when power in numbers, and if you get all these people to come out, and you can make a change. And like I said, once these women start coming out and speaking, and more people coming, he got canned from his board. He got fired from his company. He's losing his wife, and my heart goes out to his children, because his children don't deserve that. But again, the levels of depravity that this man did was just incredible. Like I said, he's a sexual demon. There's not another word to say it about that. Because how do you don't have this thing in your head that tells you that it's not to use your power over, to force women or vulnerable people in the position to do things to you. And that reporter who came out with the story, how he forced her he took her down to the kitchen and basically cornered her and had her stand there while he basically masturbated in front of her. I can't even imagine the hell, that nightmare that she had to go through for that. And then he calls her afterwards, and it just boggles my mind. That the Bill Cosby thing, how people can be complete psychopaths or sociopaths that just have no feeling for other people and only care about your own pleasures. It's just beyond me. My mind is just completely blown. Anyway, let me know what you think of this Harvey Weinstein scandal thing. What do you think of it? And I hate that he's going to commit suicide. I mean, because he has kids and all that stuff. And as a monster as he is, maybe the kids don't deserve, that's the only part of the time I'm thinking about, his kid maybe don't deserve that, but he kind of didn't care about his kids while he was molesting all these people. And so, but I hope for his kid's sake he doesn't commit suicide. But I'm just saying, and look like it may go that way. He's supposed to be going to Europe to do rehab. He may never come back. Okay, he may live abroad or something, because I think he's going to get prosecuted if more of these women keep coming out. I think somebody's going to say, yeah, you know what, we do have a case, and we're going to prosecute him, which he should be. But I don't think he's ever going to come back. I think he's going to do a Roman Polanski and go to a country where there's no extradition. And I really could see that happening now, because his whole world is just done. Okay. Anyway, let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. And this is Paul saying so long and take care.